Okay. So, when we left off to a great start.
Third time's the charm.
When we last left off, you were deep in the castle, in the princess's bedroom, with Elise, waiting for your friend Annie to return with news. True.
Once we get in there, I'm like, ever been in here before?
No. I mean, it's the princess's room, right?
Yeah. I met up with her most of the time here.
Seriously?
I mean, sometimes they'd make me wait outside, but usually they just had me sit on that couch till she came back.
You are the very definition of privilege, you know that?
I mean, I guess. We were friends, though. That's not...
Yeah, and how did you get to be friends?
Well... When I first got here... Are you actually interested in me telling you, or like...
Oh, yeah. Tell me all about it. We've got time, right?
Yeah, I have no idea when she'll be back. Well, obviously you know that I wasn't born here. That's, like, pretty clear. Based on all the context clues of me not trying to lie about it, basically ever.
Yeah, you know, it may have been a good idea to keep that a bit more under wraps, but it's the secret everyone knows.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So, upon getting here, I realized I wasn't a citizen. And that, like, seemed like a bad thing at the time. Since, you know, I'm in this nation, and I don't belong to it. And there seems to be no way to get back to my nation. So, having established rights seemed like a good idea, and it didn't occur to me that, like, no one would ever check. Literally ever, because no one's born outside of here. So I marched up to the castle to, like, register, basically.
Okay, well, that's fascinating. I don't see how that could even possibly lead.
That got me up here. The princess had, like, apparently watched me since I got here, and was moderately interested to meet me. Mostly she threatened me at first, but by the end of that first conversation, we were friends.
So you're telling me...
I really admire her, you know.
You do?
Yeah.
Why? What?
Because she's so cool.
Cool.
You don't think she's cool?
I mean, all I've ever seen her doing is making announcements and writing out paperwork, and one time taking part in a cooking contest as a judge.
Well, I met her, and, like, instantly knew how cool she was. She's super cool.
Most people don't get to talk to her personally, but...
Well, I think she didn't want anyone else to handle the threatening of Greta.
So how exactly does she go from threatening you to being your friend? This person who...
Honestly, I kind of fudged it at first.
doesn't make personal connections. What do you mean you kind of fudged it at first?
Well, okay, how much do you know about her? Because I don't want to go, like, yapping things that were, like, super obvious to me, but might not be obvious to everybody else. Based on my cultural heritage.
The official story is that her mother and father were originally a king and queen who found her some sort of eternal life relic when she was still just a child, and she's been ruling ever since. This is conflated with the account that's on the books, which is essentially that she is the newest in a very long line of nearly identical princesses, which is also dumb and an obvious lie. So, you know, There's only a couple options remaining. You want me to list them in terms of most likely to least likely, or least likely to most likely, or...
I guess tell me what you believe to be most likely. And if I think that I'm not betraying her by picking an unlikely option from a long list of things to be like, that one. I don't want to just blab people's secrets when they're mildly important. But if it's something you already know, then it's not something I have to be like...
I guess I can appreciate that. Seeing as you do consider her a friend. That's the part that's really throwing me off. Okay, well, she's obviously a fae-appearing person pretending to be a human child, which is already fascinating. But she's also clearly not either of those, so... The other options include she's a Visk that's hiding her Visk bits, she's a witch that's using witch magic to retain immortality, or the most likely, she just has a naturally immortal body. You know, like a nightmare. And you know, she seems to enjoy other people being unhappy or stressed. You know, like a nightmare would.
It sounds to me like you think one of these is more likely than the others.
Yeah, I'm kind of the odd one out, but I think the simplest explanation is that she's just a nightmare. I mean, there are a couple others in my family that strongly subscribe to the witch theory, but honestly, that's mostly because you came along, Miss Witch, and instantly made very close friends with her.
Oh, I see. My friendship with her doesn't have to do with that.
Oh, so I'm right.
Don't talk about it? She's not just a nightmare.
You know, okay, fine. A very, 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 very old, powerful nightmare.
She's a lunacy.
Well, I mean... nightmare, lunacy, whatever.
It's a difference of degree. You can have a grain of sand, or you can have a boulder.
Yeah, well, in the same way that you can have an elf or a really old, powerful elf, it's still an elf.
Kind of. Lunacies start really strong, though.
Yeah. Still...
They're super cool.
What's cool about them?
Well, they're just
normal people that are really strong.
But they're so much more than that.
Well, apparently I missed this lesson in school, so enlighten me.
Okay, well, they're the only kind of nightmare that has their own dream.
So, you know, another bit of just a nightmare, but strong.
You don't just get a dream by becoming stronger as a nightmare. Really? There are some ways nightmares can get dreams, but they're all workarounds, usually. A lunacy is... Well, one, you can't just have a small trauma and get a lunacy. They have to be from something massive, and you have to already have been capable of that breaking off and you not dying. Which means lunacies tend to come from either very powerful people or, like... I don't even know how to describe it. They're just very rare. They're so much more rare than just a regular strong nightmare. They have their own dream. They tend to have, like, ridiculous, crazy ways of being that are just really fascinating. You know, when I got here, I had black and red hair. And that's because my great-great-great-grandmother killed and ate 2 lunacies, and my family has had black and red hair when they're born ever since.
That's weird.
Is it?
Yeah. Of course it is. I mean...
It's just so much more profoundly affecting than a regular nightmare.
Yeah, but I'm failing to see how this is any more than a nightmare, but bigger.
I guess you'd just have to be around them to know. Do you hang out with many nightmares?
Not really. I mean, I've met a couple. There's this doll-looking one that's an acquaintance.
I see.
But...
Not talking about any.
No.
Okay.
This one's got, like, actual doll joints. And,
oh. That's kind of cool.
yeah. Just kind of... Anyway, but other than that, not really. I mean, where would you meet nightmares anyway?
In the dream?
I guess, but...
Oh, speaking of, I want to pick up some stuff while I'm here. Can I do, like, a search check for any of the plates that I've left here before?
Absolutely.
Cool. What stat would that be? Well, yeah, I've brought her, like, a lot of, like, food.
Oh, yeah.
In the past.
Elise is like, you're seriously going to just loot the place?
I brought these here. They were mine, but also kind of, yes.
Alright.
She's missing. If there comes a time where I need to, like, see if I can just go find her, having things associated with her is going to be really darn important.
Out of curiosity, why haven't you already done that? I mean, it's causing so many problems up here in the castle.
Well, because I have a pretty strong hunch.
I could see the argument for her being missing as keeping the nobles busy while you're going into the abyss, but that's not your reason, is it?
I've got a couple of reasons. One is, well, I don't know how to put it. I'm a little bit... I think Anita has to be back first.
Or you can't do a spell like that without her help? Or...
No. I had an augury that involved both of them.
A what now?
Have you ever stepped out into the void and had, like, a vision?
Nope.
Really?
I don't really leave my dream.
You totally should sometime.
Why?
You might have an augury. They don't happen in your dream. Or if they do, then it's something super fucked. An augury that has been determined to come to pass can sometimes form a harbinger, and you really don't want that to happen. Because those are dangerous.
Well, I have no context with which to react to that.
Come to my classes on the gods, because I'll be running those soon.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm living with you anyway.
Yeah, I'll do them in the morning, so it shouldn't take too much time.
Alright.
Okay. What's that?
Investigation?
Investigation. I have a +4 in that. That is an 11.
Alright. You know, use your ridiculously powerful nose and track down. Definitely the plates and silverware that you left are in here. They are all neatly stacked and cleaned in a cabinet.
Neat. I put those over on the table. And then I try to memorize as many things around me that are small as I can.
Alright.
Small and insignificant.
Trying to get a visual picture of what this room looks like?
A bit of a visual picture of what the room looks like, but more an intuitive, like things that won't be missed, but that are, like, pocket size. Stuff like a stack of napkins might fit, or spoons in that drawer. I'm trying to catalog things that, like, are easily replaceable and don't have imprints on them, like, specific to anyone important.
So you're trying to notice and remember these things.
Mm-hmm.
Give me either an imagination roll or a investigation again.
Okay. 21.
Okay. You get a pretty accurate image of this room.
Alright. I'm going on a dream adventure. Want to come?
What kind of dream adventure?
I'm gonna go to the princess's dream and then probably mine.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I guess we'll go to mine first and then I'll go to the princess's.
Alright.
Greta lays up on the couch. You just have to be
Not
touching me in somewhere. Well, I feel like that's rude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely rude. Your idea of what is and isn't is so ridiculous. Okay, well, she lays down on the floor next to the couch and reaches up a hand.
Neat. I, like, reach down a hand so that we're basically, like, arm clasping a little.
Yeah.
And then go to sleep.
Easier said than done.
I've got a lot of practice at this.
She stares at the ceiling for a while.
Close your eyes and relax.
Yeah, I'm on it. It takes her a little bit, but she does fall asleep.
Neat. I wait in my dream around where I expect her to show up.
Eventually she's there.
Hey, it took you long enough.
Huh. Nice house.
Thank you. I made it based on, well, my family home in Greta.
Ah, wherever you're from?
Yeah. I didn't want to forget it, so, you know.
She goes and looks out the window. I knew you were a rich girl.
Did you not believe me about my family?
Well, people are prone to exaggeration, but you have the look.
The look?
The look.
Well, okay.
You know, you got that nothing could ever happen to me, I'm perfectly fine look.
Isn't that just the one that all teenagers get?
No.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Alright, well, we need to walk out of here, so it's gonna be a bit of a walk. I kind of built up the city.
Alright. Which direction, or does it matter?
I'll take us the fastest way out.
Cool.
It's gonna be through the counter place, because I didn't know them very well.
Huh. Yeah. Used to be in other people's dreams. You're acting like this is pretty normal, though.
Super duper normal.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, my family had, like, paths carved out of the void, so it was even easier.
Isn't that, like, bad?
How?
I mean, people would find their way to your dream much easier.
It was for our family, but why wouldn't we do that? We were really strong in the dream, too, so it's not like people would come in there with malicious intent and expect to win.
I live with my family, but I still like having a bedroom that's basically
well, you can
my
lock parts of
space.
your dream.
Lock them.
Yeah, I've got some locked places.
Well, if you say so.
Plus, it's really good for secure conversations. You bring someone into a locked area, no one can get into it.
I mean, hold up. Locked area, even if you create a door that is locked, someone can just will it open.
I don't think I've ever seen someone break this particular kind of lock without, like, witch magic, which is weird in the dream. It doesn't work the same way because items you find are not the same.
You're the expert, so I'll take your word for it.
Plus, if you've got certain pieties, it's really easy to reinforce stuff in the dream.
You know, I have questions, but now's not the time.
Alright, let's go. Greta walks them out through the Gadra area of her dream Greta.
Alright. Give me a perception check.
18?
Okay. As you're walking, you start to see a trail of blood.
I'm gonna jog along it. Sack, this is abnormal.
Should I wait here, or...
Just yell if you need me, I'll hear it.
Okay. She sits down. Alright. As you go, you get led into an area with some trees.
Alright.
And, it isn't long until you come across Cass, who has been pierced by a sword and stuck to a tree.
Hello there.
Greta!
You okay?
Kinda hurt.
I mean, is that your sword?
Could you pull this out, please?
I do so.
He drops down from the tree, stands up immediately. I really thought I had you that time. Come on. Get at least a little scared. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you tried.
I set up the scene so well. Trail of blood, nailed to a tree.
Yeah.
Worry about me.
I'm super worried about you.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Should I just not come back for a while? Maybe if I pretend to run away, then you'll...
You don't want to do that. If I'm actually worried about you, someone is likely to get hurt.
Yeah. You don't make it very easy to get a meal, you know.
I feed you all the time.
Yeah, but a good meal, okay?
Ugh.
Don't get me wrong. I love the snacks that you make, but sometimes it's nice to eat from the source.
I'm gonna nuggie him while dragging him back to Elise.
He definitely, kicks and screams a little, and
It was just my nightmare trying to prank me.
as you noogie harder, like blood starts. It stops when he realizes that you don't even flinch.
Mm-hmm.
He looks.
I know
upset.
your tricks.
She's like, "He okay?"
Oh yeah, he's
like,
a nightmare.
No, she's killing me. Please help.
Cass, introduce yourself.
Hey, my name's Cass. He reaches out a hand. She shakes his hand. He immediately starts bleeding on her like, ow! You're too strong!
Oh my god.
She's like...
He's a dweeb.
You bled on me.
Just shake it off, it's dream stuff. See?
He looks a little satisfied at that. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, I can see it.
Well, hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Heading up to the princess's place.
Huh. Really? Why?
Well, I'm gonna check some stuff.
Well, alright. I was just heading home.
Alright.
Had a long day in Magnolia.
Have fun?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
By the way, there's something weird going on with Magnolia.
Really?
Yeah. I just occasionally see people in mirrors.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. Anyone you recognize?
Oh, not super well.
Okay.
I mean, I've probably seen them around before, but...
Well, if you figure out what's going on there, let me know.
I've tried talking to some of them, but... You know, I'm super spooky, so they usually run away.
Yeah, you're so scary. Just look at you. The picture of terror.
You are so rude to me. Oh my god. I'll have you know, I am quite a good villain.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Terrifying.
I terrorize
The worst.
that city every night.
Oh, yeah.
Quit talking down to me.
What am I supposed to do? You're ripping off my little brother.
Ripping off? Excuse you, you're the one who made me like this.
Yeah.
Ooh, I miss my brother. Ooh, watching Justine get hurt. My heart. Ah.
Well, I mean, she does look remarkably like him.
Yeah, and now she looks remarkably like me. So. All I'm saying is, I'm not the one who had anything to do with that.
Yeah. Still, would you rather I treat you like not my brother?
No.
I didn't think so.
Anyway, also, you might have some messages.
Oh, okay. I'll check that on the way back.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
Sure thing. I'm gonna go lay down for a while.
I throw him a croissant.
He catches it. You know, I worked really hard on that prank.
I know.
He continues into the house, kind of heartbroken.
That poor boy. Cass, one of my nightmares. I step out into the void.
She's like, you know, most nightmares aren't, like, friendly like that, right?
I mean, have you talked to them?
Only the one.
Well...
The rest of them are more like... attacking me.
I don't know.
Huh.
Usually when I make it clear that I know they're a nightmare and I know their shtick, I'm either going to, like, fight them or they're going to quit doing what they're doing either way. Let's talk. I mean, it works out.
Huh.
I mean, I nearly killed Cass when I first met him.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if he was sentient or not, so, you know, I was hitting him with a sword, and he was being like, it hurts so much. I bear the face of people you care about. How could you do this? And, like... I kept being like, you better tell me if you're sentient or not, because, if you're not, this is gonna go one way, and you should have realized which way that is by now.
Oh, you are...
In Greta, you're trained from a really young age to tell the difference between, like, not a nightmare and a nightmare.
Huh.
They give off a certain ambiance, usually. I don't know how to describe it, but, like... Well, yeah. People don't have nightmares just running wild in their dreams, generally.
Has anyone ever told you you're exhausting?
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. I like you. Don't take that the wrong way. But... oh my god. Okay, let's finish this adventure.
Alright. I walk us to the princess's place.
So much new stuff.
Do you want me to, like, tone it down? I can stop talking about the minutia that I know.
No. It's interesting. It's just a lot to take in. And it seems like that's always how it is around you, if that's all.
Just come from a very different cultural background.
Yeah.
Education was pretty not what it is here.
Our worlds are very different. That's not a bad thing. Well, it's a little bit of a bad thing now that you're in the position that you're in.
Yeah.
But, just for getting along and being friends' sake, it's not.
Yeah.
Well,
you should stick pretty close in the void, because it's easy to get lost out here.
Okay. The first time you run into one of those images of Anita, she's like...
Oh yeah, those are all over the place right now. All over the place.
That's Anita.
Uh-huh. Well, it's an image of her. I run my hand through it.
Is this where she went?
Oh. No, there's like a whole bunch of these around.
Wait. They're all her?
Yeah. Showed up after she disappeared.
Well, that can't be good.
I'm not worried about it.
Oh, okay.
I have a pretty good idea of, like, where things are going with that. It's fine. This is fine. I gently push it the slight amount that you can push one of these. See? It's fine. I keep walking.
It feels like pushing your hand into, like, a sack of non-physical bees.
Yeah.
Gets a little bit staticky and moves.
Yep.
Just sort of floats the couple inches away until your hand is no longer inside of it.
It always feels so weird.
She walks carefully around it. Look, can we just, Oh, never mind. I'm just so out of my element.
Alright, well, we're walking straight there.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. We're good. Just used to being in situations where the main thing I'm doing is, sweet talking people, and you can't exactly sweet talk an environment, that's all.
Oh, that's true.
Huh.
We get there?
Yeah.
We get there. Alright, I'm going to use my encyclopedic knowledge of the room to notice things that are the same.
The same?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the same, petty stack of napkins, the same forks.
Give me the same roll you made to remember it in the first place.
16.
Okay. It is so close to similar, or so close to the same, that you would swear you are standing in the same room.
I'm gonna check and see if the plates moved.
Okay. Where did you move them to and...
A small table in front of the couch.
Okay. Yes.
Shoot. I don't know if this is gonna be that helpful. Oh well. I'll just take what I can then. Actually, first I move a spoon from one of the things to also be with my plates.
Okay.
Because I'm going to check that when I get back. See if they're just fungible.
Alright. She's like, wait, so that's the stuff that you just took out of that cabinet and put over there?
Yeah.
So why aren't we asleep, right there?
I don't know. The space is weird. It's paying attention, but also not to people, I don't think. I've been here before and didn't notice other people in the room.
Well...
It's...
What kind of experiments are you running exactly?
Well, I just moved that spoon to see if it moves when I wake up.
You're just trying to see if they remain the same and change this way?
Well, because these plates moved when I moved them down there.
Huh.
They weren't there originally.
Well, you got me curious, too. Her tail wags. She goes looking and eventually finds, like, a little ink vial.
Mm-hmm.
She takes it, opens it up, and pours it over where she is sleeping.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Wonder if my clothes are red.
You can get someone to magic them clean. Let's go.
Yeah, okay.
To Magnolia.
Oh, wait. She holds out the ink vial over where she's sleeping and concentrates really hard for a moment to make it just sort of float there.
All right.
Ha! Now we'll see if there's a floating ink vial when we get back.
Okay. It'll probably fall on you.
Neat.
We'll find out, though.
All right.
Let's go pick up some letters.
Letters?
Yeah.
What kind of letters do you get in the dream? You can get letters in the dream?
Well, they weren't originally in the dream, but when the abyss went wacko, the location I was getting the letters from my family changed.
From... Okay, wait. Step back. Letters from your family?
You already responded to one. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I'm thinking, how do you send... Okay, wait. So... Yes, I responded to one.
Mm-hmm. What, did you think you were responding to a hallucination?
No, I just thought that, like, you were sending them physical letters.
Kind of am. They'll be physical when I wake up.
She shrugs.
All
Okay,
right.
time to go pick up some mail.
We go to Magnolia. Dodging Anita shadows the whole way.
Yeah. All right. You end up in Magnolia.
All right.
She is kind of awestruck because Magnolia is a whole city in the dream.
Mm-hmm.
In a dream, specifically.
Mm-hmm. And it's populated, unlike mine.
She's like, who are all of these people?
Oh, those? Well, I mean, they're not. They're constructs. To make the dream seem full.
So they're not real.
Most of them.
But they're having conversations with each other. And...
Well, it wouldn't be very convincing if they weren't. Try listening in on some of them.
She does. I can't really understand what they're saying.
Is it in a language I recognize?
It sounds like the verbal equivalent of lorem ipsum.
Yeah. Well, that's because they're constructs, and they're just there to make people think they're talking. At a distance, when you're not really listening.
Huh.
Convincing, right?
Extremely. I don't like it.
Ah, well. Try not to get a nightmare of that.
Yep.
That'd be awkward.
I don't want to do any brain twisters about whether or not that would be a real person.
Okay.
I'm so done with this.
Greta goes down the alleyway that leads to the cave.
She follows you.
I pick up my letters.
Do you just let her walk into the cave too?
I tell her to wait.
Okay.
I mean, I got the impression that other people were put off by the cave because it's mine.
She kind of peers in. Yeah, I don't think I want to go in there.
Yep. I'll be right out.
Okay. As before, stepping through, from Magnolia into the cave is a very strange sensation.
Oh, yeah. That feels weird every time. Alright, I go pick up my letters.
Okay. You got
I walk back out with them.
quite a bundle of letters. There seems to be, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 8 letters. One of them is kind of a thick package, even.
Alright. Well, let's wake up for this one, alright?
Well. Oh, God, don't tell me you're going to wake up and the letters are coming with us.
Of course they're coming with us. I just told you that.
That just...
not 10 minutes ago.
No, you told me.
That they'd be physical when I woke up.
Well... But you have them here.
Yeah. We gotta go back to my dream first. It's just safer that way.
Everything I know is a lie. She follows you.
Alright, we get back to my dream. I wake us up.
Alright.
I have the letters in physical space. Is she covered in ink?
Nope.
Oh, interesting. You are not covered in ink.
I guess that's probably for the best.
Did the spoon move?
I got a little cavalier. No, it didn't.
Neat. So it's like one way.
Yeah.
Interesting. Alright, well, letters. I dig through trying to find the one that's addressed to her.
When you woke up, Annie was laying on you.
Hi, Annie. I give the letter that's addressed to Elise.
She opens it up and starts reading it. Would you like me to read this aloud? It is from your mom.
Yeah.
Dear Elise LaBruce, my daughter was correct in saying that calling yourself a Gadra gets across who you are fairly succinctly. And I'd be concerned about her associating with you and your family were she here, but the situation is different there, and she apparently does not have a family's political image to protect. Okay. That does sound like quite a mess she's landed herself in, yes. Does she at least have suitable protection outside of her own power? Nope. She's always been an ingenuitive child. That's an awkward word choice, but alright, sure. But there's only so much one can do to protect themselves without help from others. I understand she has friends with her, but you understand as well as I do that friends and protection are often two different things. If the answer is no, can I trust that you, as someone who has a vested interest in her, will find her some? Sure. I'm afraid that without personally being there to intervene, there is little I can give in the way of specific advice. I think there are likely 3 major ways to go from here. Either she can choose to be strong, own the position she's found herself in, and take responsibility head on, or she can choose to be weak, crumble to the very first bits of pushback she encounters, and not allow it to escalate further. I wish she would take the latter of those 2 options, but she is a Gimden. It would work, but I strongly doubt she is capable, to be blunt about it. That's how we are and how we've always been. The third option is, of course, likely right where your mind went in the line of work you were in. It may seem like the right choice, but you will find that she is not suited to it, pretending to be weak and then striking when those positions of or those in positions of power dare to look away, is a common tactic, and from the sounds of things, she could play the blundering fool quite well. But that level of manipulation and acting is, well, it requires a special kind of person. Look at her and honestly ask yourself if you think she could keep up a public lie for as long as she would need to.
Greta
So,
gives
Greta,
a smile.
you're from Zenith, right? Kept that for a whole 9 months. Yeah, your mom certainly knows you well. There's a little bit more here. No, I hate to say it, but I must be honest, because that is the kind of people we are. If she has truly gone past the point of no return already, there will be a conflict. She cannot be weak in the long run. She cannot pretend to be weak for long enough for that tactic to gain her more than a few small points. With that in mind, the best advice I can give from a political standpoint is choose when and how the conflict takes place. If it's going to happen, there is no avoiding it. Control when it happens, control how it happens, and make sure you know who is and who is not on your side before it happens. Please look after my daughter, and if I ever have a chance to meet with you all in person, trust that I am a very valuable friend to have. Signed, Adriana Gamden. She folds the letter up and stuffs it in her pouch. Well.
Okay, then.
Well, she hit the nail on the head. That is where I was going with things, and also, yeah, the problem with that is, I mean,
yeah, I'm not really built for lying a whole lot for terribly long.
That's how politics is supposed to work. But if you're not going to be that way, and you can't be that way, she's right about the conflict. If you're not going to back down, and you're not even going to pretend to back down, then there sure is going to be a conflict, and, well, conflicts tend to favor those who strike first and keep control.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm going to have some planning to do. See, this stuff is more my speed.
Yeah.
All of that dream business was very confusing.
We got some cool
Is
stuff
this the
out
letter
of it.
going to, disappear or
Oh,
something?
no, it's a real letter.
What do you mean it's Never mind. Whatever. Anyway, I'll give you some time and space to read the rest of yours, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't want to get in the middle of all that. I'll go have a chat with Annie. She grabs her off of your lap and, holds her under an arm and walks off.
All right. I read my letters.
All
I
right.
read my letters.
Would you like to read them, or would you like me to read them to you? Or...
Read them to me.
Okay. For those listening in, she's put on a witch hat, and it's perfect for this. Alright, so you've got a letter from your mom. You've got a letter from Gail. You've got a letter that is basically tied to the outside of a package. And you've got a couple more letters from Gail, 4, in fact, addressed to Colette, Coralie, Suan, and Molly.
Neat. All right, well, I'm gonna start with the package.
All right. The letter on the outside, I imagine?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It reads, I've got a funny feeling you might be needing these. Tell our mutual friend she owes me one when she wakes up. Oh, and if you want your family to remember, send them this letter when you're done with it. I think you're going to go on to do some very interesting things. When you're next in town, I would love to hear all about them, so make sure to come and find me, if you live that long, dear. Signed, A Curious Witch. P.S. Don't open them all at once, or, if you do, make sure you live long enough to tell me what happens.
Neat.
In the package is 10 more of the letters you've been receiving.
Neat.
And a rock of some kind. It seems to be a very dense ruby.
Interesting. I take a look at it with my magnifying glass.
Oh, it is all kinds of enchanted. All kinds of, well, witch magicked up. If you look closely, which I imagine you are, alright, you can tell that, just very vaguely, that you are looking at layer upon layer upon layer of those Anita shadows. Probably millions of them, all concentrated into a stone.
That's delightful. Neat. That'll be helpful, but also very dangerous to use.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Cool.
And, well, yeah, you have that stone and you have 10 letters. Yeah.
Alright, is that the final 10?
It sure is.
I check them to just be sure.
Do you open them all at once?
No, I open one at a time.
Okay.
If I run into, like, a thing happening, then I, backstep.
Alright. When you open the first one, it reads, "It's all falling apart now."
Alright. I'll open the next one.
Okay. "I can't feel my body at all anymore. I guess I really am fading away."
These just seem to be the other letters.
They sure are.
Alright.
The last 10.
Well, I'm gonna read probably 5 of them.
Okay.
I'll read the other 5 a little bit later when I'm getting the spell ready.
The third one reads, "I hope it was enough." The fourth one reads, "I don't know what's going to happen from here." And the fifth one reads, "Can everything really go back to normal?"
Alright.
Okay. You have 2 personal letters left and 4 letters for your girls.
Alright. I will read the letters for my girls, since I imagine those aren't terribly long.
Well, I don't actually have them written out.
Oh, okay. Well, then
I did warn you about that.
Oh, I thought it was... Never mind.
Yeah.
I read them in spirit.
Okay.
And then I'll read my mom's and then Gail's.
For those listening, I wrote them all out and then lost a bunch of work. But still wanted to do the session tonight. I can give you the gist. It's basically just Gale introducing himself to each of them. He asks a few questions about succubi to the 2 succubi, and what it's like to be a witch to the other 2. In each of them, while they are almost form letters in that he doesn't really know what to say to them, but is just trying to be an introduction, in each of them he definitely addresses at least 1 or 2 things that you've told him about them.
Yeah.
You can tell he made his best effort at making them more personal.
What a sweetie.
Now you've got 1 letter from him and 1 letter from your mom, and the remaining 5 from Anita that are unopened.
Alright. I'm going to read my mom's and then Faith's.
Okay. From your mom. Dear my lovely daughter, with this latest batch of letters, I am now too worried about you to realistically focus on how in trouble you are. Just know that when I see you again, we are going to have a healer present to put your mind and body back together when you are after your truly legendary scolding. Books will be written and sent to every temple to Lautora in this world about how in trouble you are. But for now, we will set that aside. I am legitimately scared that you may have made choices that have set the course of your entire life, and at such a young age. While that is still vastly preferable to not knowing where you disappeared to, you are in grave, grave danger. Not just from the threats that you've brought up to me, either, but even from the possibility of your complete success against your current troubles. I am your mother, and I believe in you, but to have so many people depending on you in this foreign land, even if you find your way back somehow, it is painful to know that you could not and would not take it, so long as you have so many there that need you. Yet, I understand. It is the family curse. A Gamden cannot refuse to help someone in need, and everywhere in this world are people in need. I think you will succeed at this. You are young, but you are one of ours. But I am still well and truly beyond pained to hear these things from you. When you disappeared, I had hope that you would find your way back to us. When your letters arrived, I had hope that you could be a part of our lives despite being far away. But now, knowing the situation that you find yourself in, I am scared that I may have truly lost my daughter. The roots of responsibility have taken hold of you, and I don't know that you will ever be free of them. The mother in me wants to simply come to you and help you. And yet, my own roots keep me here. There are people who would suffer and die if I simply left. I truly know what you face, and knowing it, I fear for you. I wish I could just pull you through your mail system and never let you go back. I love you. I know you'll do the right thing. You're a good girl. P.S. If you ever end a letter with, "If this is my last letter again, I will ride that stupid nightmare elk through to whatever land you now reside in, and you will wish it was the last time you ever spoke to me. Do you understand?"
Yay. Alright, on to Gales. Gales is lighthearted, right?
Hey Greta, it's Gale. I admit I don't really know how to do this, but I've got to be serious for a moment.
Oh.
Remember those times when we were kids and something was going on with Mom, but she'd not want to tell us because she was protecting us from it? Well, we could totally tell something was going on. Something's going on with Mom, and she's protecting me from it. But something is also going on with you, and you're protecting me from it too. I understand that last time you saw me, I was still your dorky kid brother. So I'm here to tell you something. I am, and will always be, your dorky kid brother. But that doesn't mean I can't handle at least listening to what's going on. Judging by Mom face, it sounds like you're in trouble. Real trouble. I probably don't have any good advice to give, and you probably don't want to have to be having serious talks with me anyway. If you get to get away from all that a little with my letters. But please, confide in me just a little. Don't just pretend it's not happening, because of course I know it is. That said, from here on out, this is all going to be just how things normally are. I'm going to talk your ears off about my life, because from the sound of your last letter, that helps. So, yeah, back to your normal, non-serious, dorky kid brother.
Thank goodness.
The succubus girl in my class is just as big a mystery to me as last time we spoke, if not more. I think I'm getting pranked or, like, bullied or something, but not normal pranks or bullying. I could deal with my face being pushed into the mud a little. I've been there. I've done that. But, okay, so, you know how sometimes kids will write on other kids' desks with, like, paint or scratch messages in and stuff? So not only do you get, like, super insulted, but you also have to clean it up yourself so that the faculty doesn't get mad? So, I get to school, and that happened. Except, all of the messages were really nice. There's like 5 question marks. And there was a vase with flowers in it, but they seemed to be specifically chosen to shed as many petals as possible and just make this absolutely giant, huge, foul mess. But like, I got flowers and nice messages. And then I figured it was her, so I confronted her after class, waited until everyone had mostly gone and asked to talk to her and asked her why she did that. And at first it was all denials and so exactly what are you accusing me of? And so on. I was starting to think it really might not have been her, when all of a sudden she just busts out laughing again just like last time. I mean, tears down her face, banging on a desk trying to get her breath laughing at me, and then she just walks out. I even asked her before she started laughing if maybe she just likes it when I'm embarrassed or something, but she gave me a look like I was the biggest idiot in the world for asking that, which, does that mean yes or no? Anyway, it took me hours to clean up the mess, and another hour or so to track down a student that knew a spell that could repair the desk, and I have no more answers than before. I tried asking Mom, but she got all, "You're being bullied?" incensed about it, and I ended up having to talk her down from marching over to the school and giving my teachers a talking to. On the plus side, being class president has been pretty okay so far. I still wish I hadn't been surprised bully voted in. Still, why would she do that? What the actual heck? But it's just a bit of paperwork, and keeping track of classroom supplies and thinking of occasional events for everyone. I've even made a few friends with the other kids interested in helping throw together those events. Next week, we're taking a class trip to a small farming village. One of my new friends told me that there was a fire that took out a bunch of their crops, and since they're humans, kind of far away from their capital, and humans rely so much on money for things, they're all having a hard time. So we're heading out there to have a cook-off and help them all replant. I asked Mom if she knew anyone that specializes in nature magic and got introduced to an elf guy. He said that he'd get them replanted almost back to where they were if they'd just let him use a small patch of the field to conduct some crop-related experiments. I guess he's trying to make flowers that you can pick and they taste like fruits. Anyway, they even get to keep the results, so if they end up liking them, he can run more tests in other seasons. I got all the negotiating down and everything. For the cook-off, I even had Mom help me learn how to make that recipe you sent, so I'm going to make food from a far-off land. And everyone's just going to be like, these are just burgers, though. And they're right, but they're unique burgers, and they mean a bunch to me, so, yeah. Oh, yeah, and also, all the Anita shadows disappeared the other day. Did they on your end, too? A classmate said he snuck out of his dream and saw them all walking single file to somewhere all weird and unnatural-like. But he's pretty prone to, well, lies. So, who even knows? But I thought you might want to know. I love you, sis. I'll support you no matter what. You're gonna do great. Signed, your kid brother.
Hell yeah. I always try to end with his because, like, the other ones are so serious.
Yeah.
But he's like, my succubus, not a girlfriend, is treating me weird.
Yeah. I don't understand. Does she like me? Does she hate me? Is she bullying me or trying to be friends? What's going on? For the record, adorable. He's the class president because she went around and had everyone do a write-in vote for him, even though he didn't, sign up for it. Which...
It's gotta suck to be the kid that campaigned.
I know, right? Yes, it has got to suck to be that kid. But, similarly, nice things keep happening to him in just really inconvenient ways, and every time he's tried to talk to her about it, he's gotten either complete non-answers, her friends calling him a creep and telling him to go away, and occasionally just her laughing so hard at him she can barely contain it, and then leave.
I put the Anita ones into the bag with the other Anita ones that I carry on me.
All right.
And, yeah.
Okay. Well, that'll be it for letter time until you go to open those remaining 5.
Alright. Well, I was warned not to open them all at once.
Yeah. Or at least if you do, make sure you live long enough to send a curious witch a message.
Yeah.
Telling her what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, witches.
Witches. It sure is a good thing I tore a hole in the world, otherwise I wouldn't have gotten these 10.
What?
I was saying that out of character.
Oh, okay.
Alright,
yeah,
well.
it is a good thing.
Yeah.
Or, they might not have landed out there if there was no hole for them to go through.
Who knows?
One of the two.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
All right. Well, that's taken care of.
Yeah. So, what you doing now?
Well, I look at Annie. I've got a few things on my docket, but that one first. We are here for that.
She, it takes her just a little bit to come out of her having been a statue. Well, not
a riveting
statue.
Conversation.
Oh, yeah. Elise has just been essentially complaining to her about you.
That's fine. Greta toned it all out for letters.
Alright, well, Annie wakes up and is like, oh, yeah, we can go and talk to her, but I gotta give you an option.
Okay.
Well, we can go now, but there's a chance that someone's gonna come by and kick us out.
Is there a better time?
Yeah, if you come by, late tonight.
Okay.
Late tonight. Actually, better idea. We'll meet up in, your living room.
Okay.
And come in together.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. And, we'll go see her. Apparently there's a guard there, but it's... I guess there's a separate, set of guards there that aren't the people that I work with. Yeah. And I have almost no sway, but also apparently they don't bother at night. Which is either really stupid or there's something else going on.
There might be something else going on.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. But I don't know what it is. And asking around got me a lot of shrugs. So,
well, we'll check it out.
Yeah. You're a witch. It'll be fine. So, I'm gonna get back to work now before my boss.
Okay. I've got a couple more things up here I want to
forever.
gather anyway.
She looks around. Is it okay to just leave all these imprints up here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
These is imprints?
You know what imprints are.
Well, yes, but I can't see them.
Well, they're dense up here. Always have been. One of the first things I noticed coming up.
Do I want to know?
I mean, do you? I've been overloading you. Here, you head off, Annie. I'm gonna get the stuff done that I'm gonna need.
Annie, it's like, okay, see you
Catch you
later.
I gather the plates, I gather the spoons, the forks, the small ink vial if it's around, just some small detritus, stack of napkins. I'm also... I tell Elise that she might be better served by not following me for this next part, but she's welcome to if she wants to.
Where are you going?
Some spooky places.
I'll meet up with you later.
Okay.
She just walks out.
Okay, so some of the stuff I want to gather. I mentioned before, but I want imprints from the both of them. And, I'm trying to get some from the tortury rooms also.
Okay.
You know the tortury ones. I'm
Oh,
also
yes.
getting water from the water cage room. And if I can chip off a part of, any of the metal stuff. One of those.
Alright.
Yep.
Well,
The cage.
how are you chipping away at that?
Just with, a regular chisel. I don't imagine it'll work, but I have to try, and I don't have anything fancy on me.
Give me, a strength check? Has it got a better one? Power, I guess.
That'll be a 10.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, I had to try. I get plenty of the water. Bottle that. And that's what I'm leaving with.
Alright.
But, torture rooms.
Torture rooms.
I'm like, you might not want to see this part.
Yeah, no, she was like, I've seen enough today to last the next month. I'm
Lopped all over.
I'm going home.
Yeah. Greta goes.
Alright.
Alright.
Where are you headed?
Let's see. I'm gonna stop at Mulvan's. That'll be first, and then I'll probably head home from there.
Okay. You, go into Mulvan's.
Mulvin!
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I've been busy.
I guess so.
So, in a few days, there's gonna be a tournament. Would you mind doing the voice stuff again?
Another tournament like the one you had in Lunaral?
Kinda similar, yeah.
Okay, kinda similar or the same?
Well, the intention is to determine who will be fighting by my side in, a different tournament. So, there aren't really rewards. The reward is more fighting.
Well, what's the deal with this other tournament?
That one will be in 2 weeks. It's against a terrible, terrible foe. Yep.
He gives you a look.
Anyway, please do the announcing. Pretty please. You're the only person in the city with experience.
Well, sure. I'll do the announcing. Is it okay if I, advertise a little bit?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Great.
Entry, if you're doing a physical class, I'm going to see if I can get Remy to just, arm wrestle people, and if they can't hold up against him, they might as well not enter.
Yeah.
Just to make it so that I don't have an infinite bracket.
Pretty high bar for entry.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to be a huge tournament, probably.
Yeah, but you might end up with, 4 competitors.
That's fine.
Alright. Well... Yeah,
I only need 2 winners.
I don't mind doing the announcements again. Any change to the rules or anything like that?
No.
Alright.
We'll have healers. It's sponsored, or not sponsored. It's run by me, approved by the castle.
Huh. Approved by the castle?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
In the middle of all of this?
Yeah. I just came from there. Came from there straight to here to be like, cool, now that they're not gonna get mad at me for it, let's do this thing.
Fascinating. Alright, I got a couple questions,
Yeah,
though.
go for it.
So, this terrible foe.
Yeah.
Is it the one causing hell in the first layer?
It's the one eating people, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Second, been hearing a lot of rumors and would love the truth from you. What's up with the goblins?
Oh, well, that guy that's down there eating people?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was eating them before that.
Huh.
And so when I went down there and they thought I was a demon, because that's what they call the people that eat them, demons, because they look like people, but they have, like, quote-unquote add-ons. So, you know, like ears or horns or... there were only... Yeah. There were only goblins and humans down there.
Huh.
So anyone who didn't fit that bill was probably someone that was going to eat you.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So I found out pretty quick that, like, one, they were being eaten. They were pretty clear about the not trusting me for a bit there. There was no way to make them citizens because they aren't a race that was here before.
Ah, I see.
You know, you can become a citizen from a slave. It gets around that.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. But they're, you know, good kids or whatever.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of, like... They don't know anything about the culture. The demons ate the oldest first, and there wasn't anyone over 25, so... Of the, like, total of 400 people between both the goblins and the humans, there wasn't really money or a huge society. Most people knew each other. They have a lot to learn to catch up to where we are.
Huh.
But they're young, so they'll learn it.
I guess that makes sense.
That's what I'm working on them with.
Well, okay. A couple things then.
Okay.
First off...
Need an apprentice? Because, like, getting them introduced to things would be a lot easier if they had some vocational training.
We'll come around to that when we're done with the rest of this.
Okay.
So first off, as you know, lost my leg.
Mm-hmm.
They keep seeing it and screaming and running out of the place.
Oh.
Could ya, I don't know, help me find a way to stop that? Gotta say, doesn't feel great.
Okay. Well, I'll bring my 3 by, and, go talk to them.
Great. Okay.
I've got them leading classes down there, so if I talk to those 3, they see you, see that you're not, like... I don't know what they're afraid of, actually, but, you know.
Yeah. Alright, well, part 2.
Alright.
The ones that haven't screamed and run away.
Yeah.
Seem, determined to mess with my shit without paying for anything.
Yeah, that's because they don't have any sense of money and worth. That's another thing I'm working on them with.
Trying to be understanding, but, won't say it's not a pain.
Yeah, I believe it.
And I hear there are other merchants around that are, not trying so hard to be nice.
Okay. Well, I'm surprised that they're up here very much. By themselves.
Oh, they're all over the place.
I'll work on it.
I'm not saying you have to keep them confined or anything.
Yeah, but if they're not...
Obviously.
If they don't know better, and they're making mistakes, first impressions can mean a lot to people.
Yeah, well, That's why I figured I ought to ask you instead of just...
Yeah, I appreciate that. As I said, they, literally had about 200 people total in their entire world.
Yikes. Well, I'd be happy to pass down some of my knowledge. I've actually been thinking about taking on an apprentice anyway. Though if there's so many of them that need to learn, maybe I could even take on 2 or 3.
Okay. Well,
that said, it's hard work, and
I'll make sure that's very clear.
They can't really expect to make anything until they're money-wise, until they're making things that are things I can sell.
Well, they don't really have a concept of money yet anyway.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that'll come through as they get more integrated, but
I can go as far as, keeping them fed while they're on the job, but
yeah.
As
Would
far
you be
as
looking for
actual
someone
coin goes,
particularly young? What age range?
Younger's probably better. It's the sort of thing you can learn anytime, but it's better when muscle memory is more malleable.
So 6, 7?
Yeah, anything between 6 and 12.
Okay.
By the time people are hitting puberty, it's a little bit harder, but that's humans. I don't know about them.
Yeah, I don't know how long they live. They were all getting killed off at, before 25.
Sure enough, if I had an elf apprentice that was in their 20s, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
So, it depends on how they are.
Alright, well, I'll look around and see if there are any interested parties. I'm sure, actually, I'll have a lot of takers.
Well, I can't take too many on, but...
Yeah, I know. I'll try to figure out the ones that would be the best fit.
You might check with the other merchants around that are doing things out of, labor of love rather than, really being mercantile.
Yeah.
I recommend Albert and Janine.
Yep, they were the 2 I was thinking.
Ha! Well, don't you have good taste?
Yeah, I'll give you a brief on, what I know about goblins when I bring them.
Yeah, okay.
Since they can help me demonstrate.
Claire's probably a good pick, too, if you hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Sabina's got a bit too much on her plate at the moment. I'm sure she'd do it, but,
Yeah. Well, I don't expect all of them to end up in jobs like this either. Just, I think it'll be good for them to get those kinds of experiences.
Yeah.
I'm getting them taught how to handle money. I'm getting them taught how to read and write.
Don't be afraid to send them up to the farms either. They always need more hands there, and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna get worse soon.
Yeah, I figured.
Alright.
Heard as much from, Arlette. She came around a couple days ago.
Fair.
I actually didn't want to tell her, because, don't want to get her hopes up, but while you're here, want to listen to me brag about something?
Yeah.
Alright, come into the back.
I go into the back.
He shows you what, to your never having, operated farm equipment or anything like that in your life, looks like a giant whirling mass of metal. But, he explains that it is something that you can hitch onto the back of a horse that not only plows fields, but has, a whole bunch of other added features that, you can run it back over the same area, and it'll also, plant things, and
Ooh, you should put Luna Magic in it.
What now?
The water? Make it able to water things.
Oh. That's a great idea. Know any capable magic folk? I've got my own kinds, but nothing like that.
I know very beginner Luna Magic. probably won't cut it for something like this, but I'll ask around.
Alright. If you don't find anyone, don't worry about it. Just let me know and I'll do my own search.
Okay. And Wily on Magic would be good too.
Huh?
Nature growing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I already, got someone I'm asking for that. Though, it might be a while. Apparently, they went into the abyss.
Oh.
So,
Oof. Fair.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Well, anyway, I'm working on it. It's hardly finished yet.
It looks super cool. Looks like a war machine.
Trying to design it so that it doesn't have to be pulled by an animal. Or, someone really strong. But so far no luck with that part.
Fair.
That said, I've had a couple people through here that definitely are strong enough to pull it, so...
Yeah, that's true. Might be able to use the bogs.
Huh? Really? You think?
I don't see why not.
Can they be trained to pull something?
I've literally trained them to do so many things.
Well, I'd have to make it smaller. Probably.
Yeah, but some of them are very treat motivated, so, getting them to do it would be easy. As an added bonus, you can plant things on them, too.
Yeah, well... Do you have any I can work with?
I don't think Squealer's are... I don't think that, Squealer's probably too young. Probably the main four. If any of them get pregnant, obviously not that one at the time.
Yeah. Well...
I've got a few that are lightly trained, and then I've got Truffle, who's very trained. And very trainable.
When and where?
Whenever you want me to bring him up.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll see if I can't make this machine smaller and,
I'll bring just Truffle for now, because he's the most treat motivated. If you can get it to work with him, it'll be just a couple steps more to get it to work with the girls.
Yeah. Alright, I think that might be a great idea.
The girls are a little bigger than he is, so that's also kind of a bonus.
Yeah.
But he's the easiest to train.
That makes sense. So if he can do it, they can do it.
For sure.
Alright. Well.
I'll run him by.
I've got some work to do. Alright, now get out of my workshop so I can get started.
Alright. I head out.
Okay.
Neat. Well, that gives me a few new things to do.
Yeah.
But
Your
not this.
ever-growing list of new things to do.
Yeah. Yep. It sure is a long list of things. Things to do. Mm-hmm. That's okay. That's fine. This is all fine. Alright,
Yeah.
well, I have to go and do the spell now. It feels like it's getting to be that time.
Okay.
So I head home.
Okay. I will try not to cry.
I take a path that is actively trying not to be indirect while being as long as possible.
For the record, for those listening, me and Desi have talked about this spell that she's about to do twice, and I have devolved into a crying, sobbing mess both times, even though it's really not that big a deal.
Okay, for a little bit more backstory, when Greta washed up on the shores of Zenith, she had on her just one companion. A frog. Her frog's name is Meatrock, and it was her first friend, and the only one that made it to Zenith with her. and she has taken care of it ever since. Meat Rock, thusly named because he only had one arm by the time he made it here. Because she had, through, baby witch things, elongated his life by sacrificing the arms one by one, until literally he couldn't really move and had a custom pouch that he perfectly fit in, that she carried with her everywhere.
Fed him flies and stuff.
Yep, and he only got taken out of that pouch because it got to be winter, and winter's not too kind to frogs, so she kept him inside. So Meat Rock is precious to her. And the way that she's been noticing that he's it's time to sacrifice another arm or leg, is she looks at the timeline and can just see when, his is gonna stop. So she does a spell, and it goes on for a while. Well, there's one arm left, and there's reason to believe that she can't take that course of action this time. So she made a different spell. And she can't really realistically delay on doing it any longer because of the reasons. It's time. It's time for that spell. So I'm gonna go into my basement and start setting it up. Alright. I have a full ring of Eternal Fortunes that I am laying out on the edges. Underneath it, there is a sheet of paper with references to familiars, because that's relevant to this spell.
Yeah, I'd say.
There is... You remember that one feathered feather that I got?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm putting that in the middle. I'm also putting the stone that I have that is layered with right choiciness and elation. That one?
Yeah.
For the record, if any of my, apprentices or assistant are around, I'm letting them watch. I'm just not talking about it right now.
Yeah.
On either side of that feather, I have the pouch that I kept him in and the bowl that I kept him in. And then behind the feather, I have Mint, and in front of it, I have him. There is a bell on its end, it could tip either way, and blood and a white hair from Greta.
Alright.
Those are all the things involved in this spell. She, before she starts doing any of the chanting, just takes a moment to give him affection, and Mint affection, and steals herself.
Don't cry, Chloe.
Alright. Hear me now, my oldest friend, first companion by my side, for whom the rules I did bend, for whom an end has been denied. It is time. This destiny for you, I cannot decide. The selection is yours to make, and what you choose I will abide. For we both know the strand of fate, have watched it spin and twine. We both knew there'd come a date, a fracture in your line. I say again, Meat Rock, it is time. Choose your path, guide this spell, bow your head and be consumed, lift it, and to this world be held. She looks tense.
Yeah.
And waits.
Well, the spell goes off. There is a flash of light, as is normal with particularly small spells. And you clearly see Meat Rock lift his head.
There's a rush of relief on her face.
Once the spell is finished, in the center of where you had your components is sitting a furry creature. It is, well, green, and at first glance looks like it does not have any arms or legs. Just one very long tail.
I look in fascination and try to pick it up.
It's definitely furry and has the eyes of a frog.
Oh my god, that's adorable. How big are we talking?
Like rabbit-sized.
Perfect.
Kind of big rabbit-sized.
Oh, even better.
Not quite as big as Spider here.
All right.
But, not that much smaller either.
Yeah. Probably bigger if you count the tail.
Yeah, but well, definitely bigger if you count the tail. That thing's super long.
All right.
But as it starts to, move around and take in its surroundings, it stands up and you can see that it's got the basic physiology of sort of a jerboa.
Yeah.
The same way that Mint did.
Yeah.
It's definitely got arms and legs. They just sort of fold in so that it becomes a loaf when it's laying down.
Hell yeah.
It looks around kind of confused.
Hello.
It looks right at you.
I'm gonna call you Mimi. Because it's got the first part from Meat Rock and the first part from Mint. Mimi. Me.
Me.
Mimi. Yeah.
Mimi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're Mimi.
You're Mimi.
No. I'm Greta.
I'm Greta.
I can't even be mad. You're too cute. I pick Mimi up and hug her.
Mimi is a little bit like what you might imagine hugging a slime to be like.
That's delightful.
She clearly has bones, but they are so squishily part of her that, probably got the same general consistency of an octopus.
I love it. Well, welcome to the world. You have legs again.
Mimi.
Yeah.
Mimi.
I pet Mimi.
Mimi seems to enjoy being pet.
It's around now that Greta, looks around and sees if anyone is there.
Oh, yes, you have quite an audience, but people are being respectfully quiet, seeing as they just saw you cast a spell on your treasured pet.
Hi. I have a familiar now.
Molly raises her hand. So... Are they okay, or...
I look at Mimi. Seems fine.
I mean, the two from before.
Yeah. This is them.
She raises an eyebrow, like... If you say so...
Still learning to talk, though.
Wait,
Pretty obviously.
It's gonna learn to talk better than that?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
Good job. I reach into my pocket and dig out a bug. You still like these?
Mimi looks very excited.
I wave it around in front of Mimi. Actually, I throw it and see what happens.
A very frog-like tongue shoots out of her mouth, sticks the bug, and pulls it back in.
Greta looks excited. Her tail wags.
She chews it up, and her tail flicks around a bit.
Aw. Was that good? Did you like that?
Good. Like that.
I get another one. I throw it. I throw it further this time, so that she might not be able to reach it with what I assume her reach is.
Thwip! Pulls it right back in. Spider-Man to that bug.
Nice. Well, this is Mimi.
Molly's like, can I pet it?
Yeah.
Her and Suan approach to, just touch, and eventually start petting her.
Does she look happy?
Oh, yes, she's quite happy.
Good.
Looks proud to be receiving such affection.
Good.
To be inspiring such love. Well, yes, but she's definitely got one of her frog eyes on you looking for more bugs.
I put her down, and I'm gonna see if I can, speed test her, basically.
Speed test?
Yeah. I let her get affection, and then, when I'm on the other side of the room, I casually throw a bug.
Yes, other side of the room. You don't get more than a couple feet away from her. She, pops up onto her 2 legs and does a hop, 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 hop. She's actually quite quick.
That's adorable. Okay. Can you jump up to my hand?
She can easily jump up into your hand. She does a jump, kick off the nearest wall, and then directly into your palm.
Oh my god. That's great. I give her a treat.
Oh my god, that's great. She swallows the bug happily.
I give her some affection. All right. Neat. I'm really happy you came out of that okay. I hug her tight.
When you hug her tightly, you can feel her body squish really easily to the point that you're not quite sure you're holding on to her.
Like one of those jelly tubes.
Like one of those jelly tubes, exactly like one of those jelly tubes. And she sort of slurps out of your grasp. If you're holding her like this.
Yeah,
it's under an arm and then climbs up and around your back to be on top of your shoulder.
All right. Okay. Neat. I'm stoked.
Neat.
Well, yeah.
Like this?
Yeah.
Like this?
I like that.
Like this?
I pet her.
She's looking for more bugs.
All right. Well, I'm gonna make a terrible gruel, and we'll find out if you like any table scraps.
Like this?
Don't make a mess of the kitchen. I go up to the kitchen.
She happily rides on your shoulder.
I adore it.
She's a little big to be on your shoulder, realistically.
Yeah.
But, she's so soft and squishy that she just sort of...
Drapes?
Drapes.
Like a weird scarf?
Very easily.
All right.
You can tell now that she's, on you that, her feet are still sticky like a frog's. So she is not at all in danger of falling.
Oh, that's sick. I love it. All right. So I get out my bag of terrible things, and I'm going to go through it and basically chop things for texture. So,
okay.
The intention is to not make something that tastes good, but make something that's palatable texture-wise.
Yeah.
I might take a banana peel and cut it into strips.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I won't put like a full banana peel in there. And so on, for all of it.
Yeah.
I texturify all of it the way that it should be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add some Eternal Fortunes, because those are both a spice and just a good ingredient to include in anything.
Yeah.
Well, almost anything. Find where I put my stupid spell. Oh yeah. Also I'm gonna add water, because I'm making a gruel and not, like, just stacked stuff. And a clipping of one of the harrow leaves.
Alright.
Just a clipping. I'm not trying to make the spell make people, like, taste stress.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to be, like, a prime ingredient.
Yeah.
Also a little bit of salt, because salt is another one of those things that just has a lot of good properties to it.
That makes sense.
It's got, like, preservation, making things that are unpalatable palatable.
Yeah.
And also it's used in cooking just generally.
Yeah.
So...
Plus, it's not something Zenith is wanting for being an island.
Yep. So, that, and Eternal Fortunes, and a clipping of the thing, and all of my bits and bobs.
Alright.
In what is already a stew-like texture that looks pretty gross.
Imagine so.
But, I'm going to try and make something good out of it.
Alright.
I have used my chef skills as part of this to make it into a texture that's not gross. I just need to get the taste there.
Yeah.
Alright. As I am beginning the stewing process, cook this dish of bits and bobs, unused gristle and leftover cobs, a slice of this, a part of that, leftovers and moldy bits and rendered fat, thickened with burnt ends of bread, flavored with fried mouse heads, or something like it anyway. It's really filled with all I found today. What a wonderful purpose on display, for all the things we'd throw away. Instead, I'll have a role to play. Though it may look quite deranged, cooked by a chef, it's merely strange, an acquired taste, a texture mild, refreshing and filling for the adventurous and wild.
Alright, give me a witch magic roll.
Alright, I'm gonna use one of the weighty dice for this.
Aw, yeah.
I have to come out eventually. Ooh. Well, that is gonna be 25. I rolled a 19.
Alright. Well, the spell goes great. 25, jeez. Alright. Not only does the, like, smell of it instantly change from you're about to vomit to actually pretty palatable.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, the best stuff you could cook or anything.
Yeah.
But it definitely smells like...
Like something someone would intentionally make.
Yeah. It smells a little bit like really simple beef stew.
Alright.
Though, the actual, like, if you were to sit there and try to figure out what ingredients were in it based on the smell, it would be impossible.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, that general kind of... It smells like something hearty, but also meaty and not very high quality, but not very, like...
Yeah, and I've got a massive pot of it.
You've got a very massive pot of it, because this also increased the amount by a pretty substantial amount.
Neat. Well, then I have a lot of it, because it's from all three restaurants,
Oh, yeah.
and then, yeah, neat.
Oh, yeah.
I dish myself a bowl.
While you are, standing near the hot pot and, like, stirring it at all,
I get a spoon and I'm like,
Mimi doesn't seem to like the heat.
I blow on it.
So her tongue shoots out when you get near the pot, sticks to the ceiling, and she just sort of slowly lifts until
my
she's stuck to it with all four paws.
Oh my god. Adorable. All right. Well, I cool off a bowl for her, too. A small bowl, because, she doesn't need a people-sized bowl.
No, she does not.
All right. I feed anybody who's hungry.
And most people saw what went into that and aren't particularly interested, but Suin steps right up and is so all about it.
Yeah, I knew you'd be game.
Of course.
I dish her
Who
a
do
bowl.
you take me for? Someone afraid to taste your concoctions?
It'll be good.
It smells good.
I give her a bowl.
I've eaten far worse. She takes it and has a seat and starts wolfing it down.
All right. I'm going to freeze probably a quarter of this for stock later.
All right.
And then, well, Arlette's running a soup kitchen, right?
Yeah.
If nobody here wants any, I bring it to the soup kitchen.
All right. Just over to the tavern?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She happily takes it from you.
This is free for anybody who wants it.
Huh. Yeah, okay.
I've got a shit ton of it.
What exactly is this?
Soup.
Yeah, okay.
If no one wants it, I can take it to the gobs.
Oh, no. I am certain there will be people who take it. I've gotten a lot of visitors lately who are having a hard time dealing with me not being able to go into the first layer to hunt and fish.
Yeah, I figured.
So,
This was, well, point one of trying to alleviate that a little.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I've been feeding them, but this'll help a lot.
Yeah, it's a heck of a lot of it.
I can see that. But, Okay.
Here, try some. I pass her my bowl.
She says, I'm not worried about the taste. I know you made it. She takes a bite. Yeah. But what I'm more asking is, what's it made of as far as, components goes? Because I might be able to get you more.
Oh, well, literally I just took all of the trash from all of my restaurants.
Oh.
The stuff you can't usually use.
Huh.
And made this. It's got stuff that's ostensibly food. That I, chopped to be in a more favorable texture and added some salt. Did a chant.
Yeah. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone who might have sway with the knights?
I don't know, I can ask.
Might be a good idea, because, they've got big old kitchens up there in the castle, and I'm sure there's a ton of food waste you could use to make stuff like this.
That's fair. I just asked the castle for a favor, so that's going to be interesting.
Well, I wouldn't suggest it coming from you, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, ideally, or phrase it as a request from me, and, well, if you know anyone related to the knights, send them over here, and I'll ask. If you don't...
I know the gate guards. I don't know that really counts, though.
No, not really. I'll go talk to Elise about it. She'll probably point me in the right direction.
Okay, yeah.
And if not, I'll check with Nadia. And if Nadia doesn't know either, I'll just walk up to the castle.
Yeah.
I'm pretty persuasive.
Yeah. I wonder why. You just have a way with words, don't you?
She gives you a fangy smile.
Greta laughs.
Well, I'll make sure to hand this out to anyone who wants some, and if
you end up with leftovers, I'll feed the gobs with it.
Alright. If I end up with a good amount of food trash, I'll send it your way. Is there anything else that goes into this that is limited for you?
You know those harrow plants that I'm growing?
Yes.
I'm using a tiny amount of one of those in each one.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You grow those from imprints of people who think they're gonna die, right?
Yep.
Well, if you need some more of those, I'll figure it out.
Alright, I've got some growing right now, but they're in the early phase, so it'll be a bit before I have more than this leaf, because I gave the rest of it to Demon Guy.
I don't know how much you're using exactly, but...
I chopped off about that much of the tip.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably a week, 10 days at best.
Okay, I'll have more for you by then.
Alright.
I'm sure I can find some people who are willing to donate, feeling like they're gonna die for a little while, to feed a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
It's not exactly common, but,
Yeah.
I'll check with Sarah first.
That's a good idea.
I'm just full of those today.
Yeah.
So, I noticed your new little friend.
Oh, yeah. This is Mimi.
At the ceiling where Mimi has essentially crawled to continue to be over you as you've gone from location to location.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, what's up with that?
Oh, she's my familiar.
Familiar?
Mm-hmm.
What exactly does that mean?
You
feel excited about it, so...
Well, I haven't made a familiar before. I've only ever seen other witches with them.
Oh, it's a witch thing?
Yeah.
Huh. I've never heard Anita mention anything about familiars.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone in the city with any.
Oh, so it's like a foreign witch thing.
Well, it's widely known where I'm from.
Yeah, that doesn't make it not a foreign witch thing, but... Cool, so you made it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, you have to have at least one animal to start with. And then you apply your magic to it in a strong enough quantity, and it becomes connected to you.
So I take it Meat Rock.
I couldn't delay any longer.
Yeah.
I wasn't...
She just hugs you really tightly.
I hug her back. Also really tightly.
You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Anita would be very proud with your solution.
Well, hopefully she'll be able to tell me soon.
Yeah, I miss her.
Tomorrow sound good? Probably tomorrow night.
Really? That soon?
I think so. It's going to take me a little bit to get components together for everything, but...
Well, if you need anything...
I think I have everything letter-wise. So it's just making sure that I do it right that I need to do.
If you need any components, I will work tirelessly to make sure you have them.
Okay. Just so that I'm sure, the most strongly geographically related to her place here is her shed, even though it doesn't have her stuff in it, right? Also, are there any people who would be willing to take part in a potentially risky spell that involves their focus on her?
Me, I will.
I know, but more people is better.
Okay.
We can do it with just you and me. I can probably get Sue in too. But if we can have... If I can be focusing more on the spell than that, it'll be better because I can make it a tighter spell.
Okay, quick question. Does more people there and focusing increase the success chance of the spell or decrease the personal risk of the people involved? Or one versus the other?
I'm not sure what the risk of the people involved will be. The part of the spell that they're involved in is in crafting her a body based on their picture of her in their head.
I see.
But ideally... See, if she was here, we'd be able to do that without any witch magic at all.
Yeah.
But she's not, so I'm needing to tie that focus on something that ostensibly should be possible to just give her a new body and pull like, her soul into it. Kind of at the same time, ideally.
When you say focus on our image of her,
Mm-hmm.
do you mean on, like, an emotional level or on, like, a physical what she looked like level?
All of it, ideally.
Well, the emotional level, I can probably help channel pretty excessively. The physical level is a bit more complicated. Remember how you were giving those lectures a while back about history of Greta and, well, your people? You had some really nice visuals set up for the dream. Do you think we could do something like that? Not for, like, the spell itself, but, you know, if we all get together beforehand and actively make an image of her together.
Yeah.
We'll all have a pretty solid idea in our head of what she looked like.
Yeah.
And I can handle the emotional bit for anyone else who's wavering.
All right.
As for people, people with a clear image of her almost certainly are myself and Suan, as you said. You, obviously.
I was thinking we might be able to rope Selena in, but I don't know how close they were. Just that they interacted on some level.
She'll work.
Okay.
It's complicated. They kind of ended up on sort of bad terms, but for a long time they were nearly inseparable.
Okay.
Things between them have been pretty tense for the last 5 or 10 years, but I mean, they know each other very well, and, well, they'd have a vested interest in helping one another. So, at a time like this, Selena's probably pretty reliable.
I get the feeling she might be good for it.
Remy is probably another option.
Okay.
They've known each other since they were kids.
That'll probably be plenty. I don't really want to pick too many people that wouldn't know her well.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll see if I can't get a hold of Selena. If I try to contact her, I'm sure she'll show up eventually.
Yeah.
She's like that.
Yeah. That's probably the most,
Yeah.
Getting people together like that is important. For part 2 of the spell.
Yeah.
Part 1, if you have any complete puzzles, or know someone who can mend them.
Puzzles.
Well, I intend to get a big puzzle, with ideally at least as many pieces as this. The letters. Then complete it, and have them mended so that they're not separate anymore.
Oh, well, that does sound like a pretty great component. Well, I can cast mending spells.
Okay.
So...
I just need to find a puzzle.
Yeah.
Do the stores carry them? They seem like kind of a specialty buy.
They would be a specialty buy. I'll find one.
Okay.
I know a few places that I can go to check, and in a worst case, I know of a few places I could go that, well, people who are good at quality craftsmanship owe me a favor. So,
okay.
I can put in a rush order.
Alright. Well, that's one that I need for step 1 of making the pieces not pieces anymore.
Yeah. Alright, so... tomorrow night? Really?
Well, if we have all the stuff.
Her tail flicks around excitedly.
It's pretty high on my priority list.
Yeah. I thought we were still a ways off.
I've got all the letters now.
I'm really, really happy to hear that. This has been pretty rough.
I hug her.
She hugs you back. Okay, I'll get that stuff all together.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And if there's anything else I can do to help you, just let me know.
Yeah.
I know all the stuff that you're working on is important, and a lot of it isn't stuff that you can talk about in detail, but
yeah,
I'm here for you.
I'm working on it. I guess if you can find some discount anti-poison and armor, that'd be cool. Oh, and healing spells. I'm gonna be making some, carry on my person, not get assassinated stuff.
Oh. So we've gotten to that point. Alright.
Yeah, someone tried to poison me earlier.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who?
Yeah.
Got a name for me? She smiles sweetly.
Are you going to do anything that's going to get me in more trouble than I already am?
No.
That's the face of needing an insight check. No, she says, her face not changing at all. Oof. 11.
It's not a difficult roll. She, is clearly, essentially saying, get you in trouble. Oh no, they'll be the one that's in trouble.
Okay, so I recently got some advice from my mom that was basically, if you're gonna start a conflict, make sure it starts on your terms.
Oh. Well, that seems sensible.
It seems like we're going to head to a conflict either way, so I'd rather not start it now while everything is on fire.
Okay. You have my word that I won't do anything about it until after said conflict begins.
Greta looks... Okay, so... You know Nadia, right?
Yes.
She's staying with me. Her family's not very happy about it. Sent over that girl a couple times.
Oh, the one that's been skulking around your property?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course. Well.
You promise, right?
I promise I will not lay a hand on her until after she's already involved in whatever conflict you have.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Then all bets are off.
Thanks.
Can't have people touching my family, trying to poison them.
I'd prefer she just didn't know that I knew anything happened, because she left before the effect went off.
Wait. She left before the effect went off. And you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Does she know you're fine?
I mean, I've been walking around. I went up to the castle after.
So probably.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Okay. Wonder if she knows that you even noticed.
I don't know. I prefer that she thinks I didn't.
Oh my. Oh. Okay. Well, if I see her skulking around your property again, I'll take the opportunity to talk to her a bit. Only about innocuous things.
Yeah.
But I will definitely get a feeling for how she's feeling.
Yeah. Make her some tea. Oh no, that's too obvious. She poisoned me on tea, you see.
Oh, okay. Well, I invite a lot of people in for tea.
Yeah.
I'll just invite her in for a drink, and it'll happen to be tea.
Perfect.
Unless she orders something specific. Of course.
Of course. Naturally. I get my now cooled off bowl and offer it to my ceiling pet.
Her The tongue slowly descends until it's dipping into the bowl. And then just stays there.
I can't tell if you like or hate this.
Like.
Okay.
You've got Arlette being like, that's adorable, but it might be a little off-putting to the people eating.
Okay, we'll go.
That's it. How long is that thing?
I don't know. She's brand new.
I guess that makes sense.
Fresh onto the world.
She just said the word like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she can talk?
Oh, yeah. She'll get better at it over time.
Oh, well, that's just adorable.
I know.
I'll look forward to that.
Yeah. Come on, Mimi.
Her tongue, and she scuttles down the ceiling towards your place.
Yeah. I try to get her to jump back onto my shoulder and feed her like that.
When you make the gesture, she, ceiling drops. You notice that she doesn't actually, flip around at any point in the air.
Right.
She just sort of lands on you back first, but her legs come out the bottom, and she's facing that way.
She's so liquid. That's great. I give her gruel. I eat my gruel.
You can tell she just can't really figure out how to eat a liquid.
Well, there's chunky bits in it.
Her tongue goes into the soup and then comes back out, but not really anything comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
She's like...
Alright, I spoon feed her the chunky bits.
That works.
Alright. Is Nefri around?
Nefri? Is Nefri around? No, Nefri is not around.
Alright. That's fine. She'll get a load of this later.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. I feed me. I feed my pet. I'm excited. I'm also, tense. I put all the letters in the right place.
Alright. Is there anything you want to do before we call the session?
I feel like this is a good place to stop. But, also, I could go forever. My list is ever growing.
Fair. I guess I'm more asking, is there anything small you want to do to cap things off?
All the things I can think of involve going out again. And so, that.
Yeah. Alright. Well, then, I think that's going to be it.
Hell yeah.
You've got... Let's see. You've got a Mimi, you've got a magic stone, you've got 5 open letters and 5 unopened letters. Complete with the other 60 that you have had for a while now.
Yep.
And you've made some good plans with Arlette?
I sure have. And Malton.
And Malton.
Also, Gail's letter, though. It's totally innocuous, but 100% I'm gonna be like, can you get that elf guy on the line?
Get him on the line?
Yeah.
It's not a phone call.
I know, but what's this about a guy who knows how to help with a famine? Yo?
Yeah?
Yo. Hey.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I need yesterday.
It does, yes.
Hook me up with that good shit.
Right.
Get me some Anwilion magic in the house.
God, I love you.
I love you too.
Alright, well, thank you all for listening.
Mimi's fucking adorable, and I'm gonna draw her. You'll probably see it in this.
Heck yes. There's actually kind of a lot of images to post this time, so...
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. You talked a bit about Greta's history arriving in Zenith. And just just a bunch of other stuff that we actually do have images for.
Fair.
So
Neat.
I'll post them when appropriate.
Heh. We can include a picture of Rosa.
Yeah, we can. And, Gina, thank you for editing.
Yeah, Gina.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Appreciate.
Bye-bye.
Fare thee well.